Greetings and salutations. You are listening to the Let's Not Do This podcast on Wednesday, October 9th, the year of our Lord, 2024. You got the big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside two of the three unwise men. A man who got his Ryan Zimmerman t-shirt from the salvage bin at the Goodwill. One, Chris Green. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Appreciate the shirt.
Thank you, sir. And I'm hearing myself, which is never a good thing. Okay, there we go. I mean, listen, as sexy as my voice is, and I am in general, they probably don't need to hear myself, but hey, we got 52 seconds in before I said something obnoxious. And the man who obnoxious is his middle name, one Scotty Too Hottie. How are you, sir?
Good. I was going to make fun of Chris's shirt too, but you beat me to it.
Well,
you make fun of it's greatness.
It's like Giraffe T-shirt 1067 The Fan in DC. Like they named him Giraffe T-shirt out in Arizona because like most of his wardrobe was like free radio station giveaway or like basketball game giveaway shirts. So you know what? We will send you our address. If you send us the email to info@letsnotdothispodcast.com, if you go to a Cleveland or a Lake Erie Monsters hockey game or a Vancouver Canucks hockey game, they got any sort of free stadium T-shirt, get one for Chris. We need to clothe the man. And you can
I'll take whatever. I'll take whatever. You get free shirts, send them my way.
Yeah.
XL.
Other podcasts, it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Yeah.
Need to get you a sign. This is like podcast for clothes.
You know how the in Major League, how the Indians go on that winning streak and they keep pulling the clothes off the cutout of the owner and each episode we need to put another article of clothing on Chris.
On him. But that means we have to start with a picture of him naked.
Well, I assume that you have one of those somewhere. I don't. I can tell you that now. So, all right. Well, let's get into this. We are doing this on an off night. We usually are here on Thursdays, but I have an engagement tomorrow. So I appreciate.
Don't lie. It's game one of the WNBA finals. That's why.
Does that league still exist?
That's why you can't do tomorrow.
After
lying to the people.
After I learned that Caitlin Clark lost, I just assumed that the league folded. It's still going. I'm not far off.
You're halfway right. Yeah.
Okay. No, I have an engagement involving alcohol tomorrow that I'm very much so looking forward to.
That we weren't invited to? The fuck?
Well,
sounds kind of
running the same circles.
Yeah.
You got a date.
Yeah.
What's his name?
What is his name?
John J. Bowman, this mighty fine single barrel of Virginia bourbon that I'm drinking on right now. That's what that date's name is. All right, so let's get into some stuff here. We got NFL picks coming up. We got Thursday night football, which is fun because we'll actually be able to talk about the Thursday night game before the Thursday night game kicks off in 22 minutes, as we usually do on Thursdays. Major League Baseball going on right now, and we got some college football as well. But the topic du jour, I guess you could say, and the theme of this podcast here, grounded flight. Robert Saleh dismissed as head coach of the New York Jets. 5 games into the season we are now? A little surprising, maybe or maybe not. I guess I'll start with you guys. Your initial reactions to Woody Johnson showing him the door. Scotty, I'll start with you.
Yeah, initially I didn't really understand the timing of it because if you're going to fire him after starting 2-3, why not just fire him before the season starts and get a new coach in? But then it comes out that Saleh wanted to basically fire Nathaniel Hackett, and we all know that's Aaron Rodgers' guy. Of course, Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee and said he in no way had anything to do with the firing. I call bullshit. Maybe he didn't actively had something. I'm sure what happened. Yeah, I'm sure what happened is he went to Saleh went to Woody Johnson and said, "Hey, I want to get rid of Hackett," and then Woody Johnson went to Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers was probably like, "Yeah, I'm not cool with that," and so they got rid of Saleh. It was either Hackett and Rodgers or Saleh, and they chose Hackett and Rodgers. I don't know if I agree or disagree with it. This just seems doomed now. once Rodgers is gone, the cupboard's gonna be bare. Just seems like a disaster waiting to happen, or is happening already.
Chris Scotty's kind of on the opinion that Aaron had something to do with this, even though he did say today that he didn't. So take for that what you will. What do you think? You think Aaron played a role? Did this firing surprise you?
The firing didn't surprise me. Jets do Jet shit, and this is just another example of a terrible franchise doing terrible things for one over the hill bum of a quarterback. The dude's been playing like dog shit. Nathaniel Hackett, we know he's terrible. We saw that in Denver. He has not been good at all this year. Aaron Rodgers has a wealth of talent around him. He even got his own favorite receivers from the Packers to come, and it's just not working. Aaron Rodgers is old. He can't do what he used to do. He's coming off an Achilles, and he's the craziest fucking person in the NFL right now. So, I don't. It doesn't make sense if you care about your franchise. The defense has been doing their job. That's Robert Saleh's forte. So you wanted to make a change. You should have gotten rid of the problem, which was the offensive coordinator and maybe the quarterback. But, Aaron Rodgers is immunized against winning now. So we'll see what happens going forward.
Well, I agree with you on part of that there, that if you're going to make the move, they promote Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator, to interim head coach. He said in his press conference that there wasn't going to be any staff changes, but there has been talk of maybe shaking up who the play caller is. Obviously, there has been the talk that Robert Saleh was going to demote Nathaniel Hackett before he got canned. I don't know. If you're going to make this move and you're really kind of looking at the team underperforming, especially from an offensive standpoint, then it seems like you would appoint an offensive guy as the interim coach. And a lot of times what they'll do when teams make an interim move, they'll appoint a special teams coach, because the special teams coach is one of the few coaches that touches both sides of the ball. So guys on both sides have a familiarity with them. It's just for a team that's already defensive led and defensive strong and having issues offensively, to then double down and go with a defensive coordinator as the interim head coach kind of befuddled me as well. I don't necessarily disagree with the timing of the rule. With the move, I think it should have been done last offseason if you're going to make that move. But here you sit right now, 2-3, and you have Buffalo coming up on Monday Night Football. Then they go to Pittsburgh. It gets a little bit easier going to New England, but still, that's a division game. It's a crucial stretch. You can't make the playoffs in the first few weeks of the season, but you can definitely miss the playoffs in the first few weeks of the season. So I felt like it was like, hey, we got to change something. Let's just go ahead and pull the ejection cord here and see what happens to mix things up. Adam Schefter was on ESPN, doing the car wash with all the shows, and he talked a little bit about that relationship between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. Here's his thoughts.
You can't say that they went to the players and polled the players, or they spoke to Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers said, I want a new head coach. I believe that those two men did get along well. I believe there was a healthy
respect sound on for it or what?
Despite the fact that people have been analyzing
the
relationship the last
couple of
weeks.
No, I can't hear it at all.
Hugs and whatever has happened or not happened.
Thanks, Chris, for talking over that clip there.
So sorry.
Yeah. And then Aaron was on with Pat McAfee this afternoon. He mentioned he got a call from Woody Johnson, the Jets owner. I think it was Monday. Today's Wednesday? That move happened yesterday. Yeah, he got a call Monday. Wasn't out of the ordinary. Apparently, he said they've chatted many times. He wanted to check in on his health, especially after that hit that he took. The timeline does seem a little suspect, though. But he says they had a great relationship. He kept talking about Robert Saleh's family, and he throws the football with his kid, with Saleh's kid, and the human side of this. You never want to see anyone lose their job. Though I will take issue with Aaron on this. It doesn't bother me as much when an NFL or college coach, whatever, loses their job. Yeah, it sucks. But we're not talking about the guy at the Ford plant losing his job. Bob Saleh is going to be okay. The family is going to move somewhere. He's going to coach somewhere else. We're not talking about the guy at Ford that puts the brake rotors on the truck getting laid off, and now his family's going to be homeless. This is a different story.
He does have 7 kids, so
Well, he's getting paid $20,000 a day for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
To get fired. So yeah, he's okay.
He's going to be okay. Aaron mentioned the human element. Oh, he's got all these kids. You hope that like the kids don't go to school today and someone says something. I mean, yeah, that sucks. But if your dad's coaching football, whether it's high school or hell, even little league football, I'm sure when Chris was picking dandelions on third down when he was playing little league football, that his coach was getting some shit like, "Why you got to play that goofy looking kid?" And he's like, "Every kid has to play." So I'm sure those kids are taking it on the chin a little bit, but I mean, that's what kids do. I feel like you were trying to obfuscate a few things with that point, but at the end of the day, it's a business, man. No matter how much you like a guy or not like a guy, you got to work together. You got to win, most importantly. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron Rodgers went to ownership and said fire him. I just think, like I was saying, I think Saleh wanted to fire Hackett, and Rodgers was like, "Yeah, I'm not cool with that. Like, it's either us or him." And you mentioned why didn't they promote Hackett since he's an offensive guy? Rodgers wants Hackett where he's at now, so he can send in the play calls. They're not play calls; they're play recommendations, and Rodgers might go through with 10% of them. But that's his guy. He's the only guy that he can do that with. And that's why he's there. It's the only reason why he's there, just like some of the receivers. But yeah.
Is it well, before we go into that, let's go into I'm going to call him Brick because Aaron kept referring to him as apparently that's what the defensive players and the guys call him, the defensive coordinator. Oh, I think it's Olbrick, but he kept calling him Brick. But here's Brick talking about his relationship with Aaron.
A good relationship with Aaron. He is he's one of those guys that has, he's just unbelievable experience, and he's seen this game at the highest level for a long time. So he's a guy with a lot of ideas and really positive feedback about a lot of different things, whether it be meetings, practice, game planning, scheduling, all of it, So he will be a vital resource for me in that way, for sure.
So he feels like Aaron will be a big resource for him to try to get things up and going and lead on them. I mean, yeah, a little bit of a coach speak sort of thing there. You got to say the right things. This is from the Jets from their press conference the other day, but I don't know. You guys see this working long term, or is this just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic?
Yeah, it's not going to work. Yeah,
no, it's Jets doing Jet shit.
The band is playing the music as we speak while the ship is going down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we'll see a big Monday night game coming up with taking on Buffalo. We'll see if someone has that on their card on Saturday morning on this very channel when you watch doing lines. Excuse me. When you can't even remember the name of the show. What kind of host am I?
Come on, man.
I've been doing lines today, and by lines I mean I had a pixie stick earlier. And by the way, when's the last time you hit a pixie stick?
Did you really have one?
Yeah, it was really good.
How the hell did you get one?
At work.
Probably like 12 years ago.
Sorry, your job doesn't
trick or treating.
Sorry, your job doesn't supply you with the finer things in life, like pixie sticks. They do that for me in lieu of cash money, but yeah, it's pretty good.
But we used to sell those in high school.
Did you ever take one and like lay it on the table and do a line of pixie stick?
I
watched kids.
My friends did. Yeah.
It always ended in disaster.
Stings the nostril, stings it. But yeah, getting back to the Jets, they got that Monday night game coming up against Buffalo, and methinks that won't be pretty, but I don't know. We'll see. So I'm of the opinion too. I just don't think it's going to work at this point. Do you guys think Aaron is the quarterback there next year? If this thing goes super far south, let's say they end up going 5-12, 6-11, whatever it is, miss the playoffs. You think he comes back, or is he going to ride off with this terrible season?
Things are leading. If McCarthy doesn't come back next year, Sam Darnold gets an offer for a big contract somewhere else. Is he going to go to the Vikings and complete the Brett Favre?
That's very true. Brett Favre went to the Jets, then he was a Minnesota Viking. Hopefully he doesn't send any inappropriate text to Jen Sturger either, like like he did, allegedly.
10 years from now, he's going to be defrauding welfare recipients.
Allegedly. Yeah.
I think that got settled, and that was he admitted to it, didn't he?
Hey, our lawyers are not on retainer, so until then, I'm just saying allegedly to anything. You could shoot
Pat McAfee
someone outside.
Pat McAfee won the lawsuit when he tried to sue him for defamation.
That was
because that one was ridiculous because he was just reporting what people were saying.
Yeah,
right.
But who else was in that lawsuit? It wasn't Shannon Sharp? It was there was somebody. It may have been Shannon Sharp. There was someone else in there. I'm just going to let it until the end of time. Okay.
Kevin O'Connell was too smart to bring Aaron Rodgers in.
Yeah,
but are the owners?
So I can see him going to the Raiders because I don't know if Devontae Adams is getting traded now because Derek Carr is hurt. The Jets suck. Yeah, those are his two places he wanted to go. It kind of seems like maybe now they are not going to be able to get any trade value for him. So maybe he just stays there and then he gets his guy in Aaron Rodgers next year.
Yeah, the Raiders did make a quarterback move this afternoon, benching one Gardner Minshew for Aidan O'Connell. And Aaron did say on McAfee Show today that he's not a recreational ayahuasca user. But if there's a place in America where one could procure ayahuasca, I'd imagine that Las Vegas is going to be it. I'd imagine there's probably lots of dark caves in Nevada with like scorpions and all kinds of shit that he can go down in there too. So who knows? Who knows? Well, I don't know. I feel like there's still a glimmer of hope, especially when you look at the rest of this division. New England is just a train wreck on top of a hurricane or whatever. It's awful. It's just terrible. And now they're turning to Drake May at quarterback this week. We'll see what he does. Miami, Tua, he should never step foot on the football field again, in my opinion. That guy's going to be, eating soup with a straw, if he gets hit in the head again. No one wants that. And their offense, it's just been abysmal without them. I mean, so really you just got to worry about Buffalo. Their receiving core has been a letdown this year. I mean, who's Josh Allen throwing the ball to? Shakur's been nicked up. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. They could still win that division if things shake down right.
They can, but they won't. Because of the Jets. That's what the Jets did.
They lose this week, and then Aaron Rodgers requests a trade, and they trade Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah,
package deal. Well, speaking of guys losing jobs and everything, ESPN Radio put this out this afternoon. Who's the next NFL coach to lose their job? You see Doug Peterson, Mike McCarthy, Matt Eberflus, and Nick Sirianni here. Before I get your thoughts on this, I got one more graphic here. London games. So we saw Jets Vikings in London last week. Jets lose. Luckily for Robert Saleh, they didn't go Lane Kiffin and fire him on the tarmac. They didn't just leave him in England. They did bring him back. This Sunday, we have the Jags and the Bears. Well, just an awful, abysmal game. And you have Eberflus and Doug Peterson both on the hot seat. Is this a loser leaves town kind of game here? Loser comes back. And then look at the following week. Let's say Doug Peterson survives. Then you get Jags, Patriots. Maybe he loses that and Doug Peterson loses his job. You could very well see a head coach fired from all of these London games if things shake down right. I just want to put that out there.
I think it's going to be Peterson. I think the Jags are probably going to wait till the second London game. The Bears are going to beat the Jaguars this week.
Ooh, is that an early line for you, or is this a Wednesday thought, and then you're going to circle?
It's just
back
a Wednesday thought because
okay.
I'm starting Caleb Williams this week. So,
yeah, I see you picked up yet another person that I dropped.
Yes, I did.
Tajay Spears.
So you're just taking Scotty's sloppy seconds.
I'm turning them into stars.
Oh, Sean Avery. Okay. That's a deep hockey reference there. Anyone gets that one.
I do.
There we go. Google Alicia Cuthbert. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, I don't know. But you could see a situation where like a coach is fired after all of these games. Which, by the way, I love the British times on here too. You can see they're 2:30 in the afternoon there. Scotty, what do you think? Who you think are the next of these four gentlemen to have their head on the chopping block?
Yeah, McCarthy isn't going anywhere. He would have been gone by now. I've already told you my thoughts on that. He's keeping him around Jerry's keeping him around to finish out his contract. And he's got somebody that he's been talking to, either Saban or Belichick, that's coming in next year.
Nick Saban's not coaching. He's trying to like not get mad at Pat McAfee on College Game Day every Saturday.
Exactly. He's gonna be fed up. 1 year on game day, and he's coming back to coaching.
Nah,
yeah, he would have been gone already.
Miss Terry loves it on game day. He's not going nowhere.
I don't know, but and I don't see Eberflus just because rookie quarterback. I don't know if it'd really be fair to him to let him go in the middle of the season. The Eagles are going to be in the mix all year, even if they're not really performing that well, I think. So I don't see Sirianni going anywhere. But yeah, if it's one of these guys, it's Peterson, and I pretty much agree with Chris. You can't, if they lose to the Bears, you can't fire him while they're still in London. I would assume they're not coming back to the States and then going back to London. They're just going to stay there.
Yeah,
I would think. So you can't I wouldn't think they would fire him after the first London game. If they lose both, then yeah, he might be gone. If they lose both of those games.
Do you know how great that would be if he got canned? I don't want him to get fired, but just from a PR standpoint, if you can him, let's say you lose to the Bears Monday morning, you can his ass, and you're booking him a coach seat back from Heathrow to Jacksonville, and then you have an interim coach, staying with the team over there. That's got to be like a teacher going on a field trip and getting fired on the field trip. And then you have like a substitute teacher lead the rest of the field trip. It's got to be great. By the way, what do you think the Jags are going to do for 2 weeks in London? They're going to have some downtime.
Nothing. What are they going to do there?
I don't know. They've been over there enough though. That organization goes over there every year for multiple games, so they've seen everything and done everything probably. But I don't know. I just feel like a bunch of NFL players away from their wives and girlfriends and children for 2 weeks in a foreign country.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking be banging threes and eating beans on toast.
I may tip my cap
the best England has to offer.
Provided that Drake May, doesn't look like a complete trash can this week, I may be tipping my cap toward New England on that game on the 20th there, just from a 2-week layover abroad. That sounds like a lot. You know how it is at the end of a well. Scotty, you know how it
they'll
is.
Be well rested.
Well, Scotty, you know how it is on vacation. Chris doesn't go vacation, but when you're away from home for like a week or two, and that last few days, all you want to do is go home. When Chris goes to the bus station, it's not really a big trip for him, which is where he gets hurt. Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of playing Call of Duty in the hotel room.
Playing Call of Duty with Kyler Murray. Did you guys see that he's got like a deal with Call of Duty?
I did.
Yes, he should.
It may influence my picks this weekend. We'll get to that a little bit later. Well, speaking of picks, let's go into it. We usually are right up against it going for this, but
I am.
What's that?
What?
Said I am.
Oh yeah, you're right up against it. Let's just go into the picks for this week here because you decided to pick a game that starts in like 28 minutes or something like that. So let's get to our picks. Look at that timing right there. New Mexico State and Jacksonville State. It says Thursday. That should say Tuesday. I will fix that on the line there. But all right, so you're up with New Mexico State visiting Jacksonville State. Scotty, where is Jacksonville State?
Jacksonville, North Carolina. No. I don't know.
Jacksonville.
I have no idea.
Jacksonville, Alabama.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
We did this last month.
Yeah, there was a recruit who committed to Jacksonville State, and the dumbass had the city of Jacksonville, Florida's background behind him in the graphic, which tells me
that was too easy. You wouldn't ask me if it was in Florida. Is there a Jacksonville in North Carolina?
Yeah, there is. It's
Okay.
coastal, like
thought
near
so.
Wilmington-ish. I think there's a military base by there, if I remember correctly.
Hey,
Oh,
that's my mom. She's not talking to you, Leon.
I think she is. Thank you, Carla. We always
Thank
appreciate
you, Mom.
your support. But yes, the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State
Don't
laying
do that
20.
shit, Chris. I saw that. Don't hurt my mom. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
Little Taylor Swift hearts there. The Gamecocks of Jacksonville State laying 21 points at home, taking on the Aggies of New Mexico State. Over under 58.5. This game coming up on the Deuce in 20 minutes from beautiful Jacksonville, Alabama.
I'm double checking the line because it went down. It was at 22 earlier, but I will still make my pick. So I wanted to bet on the Utah game, but I don't know if Cam Rising's going to play. He's been questionable for the last 2.5 years. It seems like.
Yeah,
he was questionable week 1 of last week, and then he just was never okay. And now he's doing the same shit. So, and then the UNLV game, but they're on the road, and blah blah blah. So I landed on this game, and I actually made some money on Jacksonville State last week against Kennesaw State, and they ended up covering and blowing Kennesaw State out. But that game was 21-17 at halftime, and then Kennesaw State put up 24. Jacksonville State beat them 63-24, so it was a blowout at the end of the day. But Kennesaw State is probably the worst team in the nation. They looked terrible, and they were still just guys wide open in that first half. That secondary was awful last week. They were lucky they weren't playing a real team. I don't know if you would call New Mexico State a real team, but they're better than Kennesaw State. They're on a bye week. They only lost to Jacksonville State by 3 points last year. I think this is going to be closer than a 21. If it was anything under 21, I probably wouldn't take it. I'll probably get another push out of this, but I'm taking New Mexico State with the points just because I don't think Jacksonville State is that good.
The fighting former Diego Pavia is, of course, his last stop before Vanderbilt. Scotty, you remember Diego Pavia, don't you?
Yeah, he just beat the number 1 team in the nation. So we played them better than Alabama did. Does that make us better than Alabama?
Oh, absolutely not. Those Bama guys were just I don't know. Did you see the post game? Like, they were literally like restraining guys. And I don't know if it was from people coming onto the field in the most orderly field rush of all time, or if it was from each other or Vanderbilt players, but there was some contentiousness. I think somebody kicked a helmet. Like, there were some pissed off Alabama guys, understandably so, at the end of that game.
You lost to fucking Vanderbilt. Of course you'd be upset.
Yeah.
For the first time since 1984. Now, albeit they don't play every year. The SEC is so big. But the first time since 1984 they lost to Vanderbilt. That's crazy. I think Ray Perkins, I want to say, was the Alabama coach at that time, who had the unenviable task of being the guy to follow Bear Bryant. But all right, so going back to what you were doing.
I was say real quick, my stepdad's not a big college guy, but even he was like, because I went over there Sunday for NFL. He was like, "What happened to Alabama?" So even came across his radar. It was great. I loved it.
I got a news alert from the Daily Mail, the English tabloid. And, they cover some American news and stuff. But literally, I got a news alert from the Daily Mail when Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. That made international news.
That's wild.
So we don't get, when the London Silly Nannies lose to somebody in rugby or whatever over there. We don't get those alerts. But that's how cataclysmic that was.
And they were the better team. I mean, just for one game, but it wasn't like they just got hot in the first half and then just held on. Like, Bama was coming back, and then they just kept scoring.
Yeah.
And then put them away in the second half.
So going back to this game, you're going with New Mexico State plus the 21 points?
Yes.
All right. And I don't have a read on this game at all. I didn't look at this one. I honestly forgot this game existed until you sent this pick out. I forgot the Liberty game was yesterday. I was so caught up in MLB postseason. They beat Florida International in OT yesterday. I totally forgot about that. But I have no line on this. I will watch this, and I probably will put in the live bet because I am a degenerate. 21 points is a lot, especially only 2-3 Jacksonville State team. I think Rich Rodriguez is coaching them, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm still going to
So the offense is going to be fine, but that defense. If you saw just I don't know if there was any tape on the Kennesaw State game anywhere because it's Kennesaw State. But
Hey,
just
don't talk about the Owls.
They shouldn't have turned D1. If you go back and just look at even the way the quarterback was throwing the ball, you're like, this is a college team. But then there was just guys running wide open, and the ball was just kind of floating and getting there in time. It was bad.
Chris, you're up next here. I'm sure you've done a ton of research on your college pick.
So much research.
University of Texas, El Paso. Go Miners. On the road, taking on the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Tops laying 19.5 points. Over under is 57.5. This game Thursday on ESPNU.
Yep. The extent of my research was the discussion we had about UTEP a couple weeks ago, and
About a couple weeks, you mean last week?
Was it last week?
It was last week when they fucked me. Well, I fucked myself with them taking on Sam Houston. I took the under instead of just taking Sam Houston minus the 10.
I was gonna make a minor joke, but he picked the other team.
Whoa there, Diddy.
But I was gonna say, speaking of which, Diddy's definitely turning in the minors and the tops. This is on Diddy's watch list for sure.
Wow.
You're booing that?
Wow. You know what? It deserves it again.
Hey, whatever. It's true.
Wow. That's Scotty. And let's not do this podcast.com.
Who's he picking? Who's Diddy picking? The minors or the tops? The tops, probably.
Wow. Well, we don't know how much. We don't know how much baby oil is in Western Kentucky.
I was about to say, get the baby oil out. Western Kentucky, waxing that ass. Western Kentucky minus 19.5. That's all I got.
Wow. Okay, Christy, do you know where Western Kentucky is?
I would say it's probably in the shitty state of Kentucky. The only thing good about it is their grass.
Well, don't forget about bourbon.
Staying on the Diddy trend, what's the abbreviation for Kentucky?
Oh, KY.
Let's go. This is a Diddy Bowl.
The Diddy Bowl.
The Diddy Bowl. The Dylan. Good God. Jesus Christ. Western Kentucky in the lovely city of Bowling Green, Kentucky there. Not too far from Louisville. Western Kentucky is Kentucky's Radford. You know how like all the Radford students are there because they were too dumb to get into Virginia Tech, and then they all root for Virginia Tech? That's where Western Kentucky is to Louisville. You know, just think about that. Okay. All right. So Chris going with so you're going with Western Kentucky minus the 19.5?
Yeah. Is this the week they're wearing the cool helmets?
I believe it is this week.
I thought it was last week.
They unveiled them last week. They're going to wear them this week. I've deleted the graphic. I don't have it in front of me, but that's the one with the googly eyes of their mascot, big red on there, which is going to be worth tuning in. It's going to be really freaky just to see that. So, all right, cool. So you got Western Kentucky minus 19, and then for my pick here, I am going to a game that Fox probably wishes they had anything else than the show. On Friday, we got Northwestern at Maryland. Terps laying 5.5. Over under is 45.5. 8 p.m. Friday on Fox.
The graphic says 10.5. So, what is it?
I can't read. It is 10.5.
Yeah, okay. It's 10.5.
Yeah, I can't read. I'm sorry. I should go to Western Kentucky.
Not Northwestern.
No, definitely not. These, by the way, I'm glad you said that. This is like part of the triumvirate of like really annoying media people. Northwestern, Syracuse, Maryland. It's like a triangle of really obnoxious media people from the Northeast.
Wait, didn't Van Pelt go to one of those?
Yeah, Van Pelt with the Maryland. Van Pelt's the exception.
Well, okay.
Greeny and Wilbon went to Northwestern.
Yeah.
And everybody that's ever done sports in Richmond has gone to Syracuse. So.
When Michael Biseglia, a proud Syracuse alum, and then he used to do a podcast with me, so that tells you everything you need to know about their school of journalism. But yeah, Northwestern and Maryland. So this game is intriguing to me. Terps simply just cannot start 0-3 in the Big Ten. Mike Loxley, there's so much buzz about him. He's recruiting the DMV well. He's getting guys, but they just consistently have not performed. They'd probably be a lot better if they were still in the ACC, but that's a conversation for 10 years ago. Both teams are inside the top 50 passing nationally. The Terps have one of the best receivers in the country that a lot of people probably don't know about. Ty Felton, he leads the Big Ten in receptions and yards. He's tied for 4th nationally in receiving touchdowns. His receptions and his reception amount and receiving yards are tied for 6th nationally in FBS, and he's on the Bolitnikoff Award watch list. This game also not being played at Northwestern. Why is that important? Northwestern right there at the edge of Lake Michigan, playing on that practice field, so you don't have to worry about those lakefront winds affecting their aerial attack. Maryland's secondary is questionable. They're 100th in coverage grade in the country per Pro Football Focus and 103rd in tackling. The Wildcats' offense is 17th in pass blocking per PFF. So they're giving their quarterback time to make plays. Maryland does dominate the turnover ratio. They're plus 11 on the year, and they're 2nd nationally, averaging 2.8 takeaways per game. In Maryland, I believe their games are 3-2 so far this year with the over. I think it's going to be over 44.5 here on this one. I think it's more so Maryland than Northwestern. I didn't know if I want to say that Maryland's going to cover it, but I'm going to go ahead and just say over 44.5 in a game that maybe a few people will tune into in College Park, because if you're watching this, you've got some problems.
It just says 45.5, Leon.
You know what? Well, I put my notes in earlier than the graphic, so it's 45.5. I'm sorry.
45.5.
I was looking at my notes that I put in from earlier, and then the line moved on the graphic. So over 45.5. Excuse me there.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I guess depending on which line you got, Maryland's actually 4-1 to the over, and Northwestern 3-2. And Maryland lost to Virginia, so their defense is terrible. Northwestern to be able to put up some points. I think Northwestern will cover, but it'll probably be right around that number. I like the over.
Yeah.
So bet the under, everybody.
Yeah, probably a really good idea there.
I was 4-0 in college last week. I don't know how that happened.
I was not. I want to recap the.
You want to do that today, or we want to
records?
do it on doing lines?
Yeah, we'll do it on doing lines. We'll
right, good.
Recap the records
That
there.
was terrible last week.
Well, see, look, I'm sparing you there, Chris. So, all right, and then moving on from college, going to the National Football League. My bad.
My family giving us some compliments today.
So Carl
No,
says I don't have a
idea.
clue about what you're talking about, but it seems like you three know a lot about whatever it is you are talking about. Carl, I appreciate the vote of confidence there, sir.
So there's a thing like good musicians or musicians in general for people that don't know much about music. You can't tell when they mess up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what's going on here.
I mean, look, you can play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star all day long and fuck up the chords. I got no idea what's going on. All right, so Thursday Night Football, before we go to the line here, one thing I wanted to show, this is going to be the best aesthetic-looking game this week. Do you tell me I loaded all of my graphics except for that graphic, and I can bring it in right now. So this from the 49ers Twitter account. They are going with those throwback jerseys, which are some of the best looking in the NFL. I love the drop shadow on the block numbers there. 49ers are wearing these bad boys on Thursday night. And then the Seahawks are retaliating with their 90s Rick Meyer looking throwback jerseys, which may be the best in the NFL, by the way. This game is going to look amazing. I don't care how the game actually is. I will stay tuned in just because this looks amazing aesthetically.
Please tell me you just hit the iWatch, man.
Thank you. I'm a uniform guy. I love uniforms.
You're a fashion diva.
You're a coxman.
Happy for you.
A coxman is a rower, I believe, isn't it? Isn't the guy at the front of the boat?
I mean, you would know.
Yeah. Well,
you do like every time there's a uniform change or anything or throwback. Like you're either like, oh, these things are so sweet, or these things are terrible.
Oh, dude,
you
always
are.
Yeah,
you are the Tyra Banks of sports fashion
with a smaller forehead.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, UniWatch is one of my homepages. I go to that multiple times a day. I just like uniforms. I don't know. But all right, going to the actual matter at hand on the football field. 49ers lay in 3.5 on the road at Seattle, over under 49.5, 8:15 tomorrow on Prime Video. Scotty, I'll start with you. Seahawks coming off that loss somehow, some way to the Giants. How do you see this going?
Yeah, so last week I did the first prop bet of the year, and it lost. It was Rashad White over 18.5 receiving yards. He had 3 catches. Now, usually when a player gets 3 catches in their receiving prop is, I think it might have been 19.5. Either way, you think they're going to be somewhere around that number or over. All 3 of his catches went for negative yards. I don't even know how that's possible. He fell down on one. Whatever. So I'm not doing a prop this week. I'm actually going to go. I like the 49ers with 3.5, but my bet is actually going to be the under 49.5. Short week, primetime game. They usually trend to the under, although this year I think they're pretty much even.
Yeah.
But I think this is a lot of points. Both teams have been scoring a lot and giving up a lot of points, but I just think this is going to be a tough division game, short week. The Seahawks offense was not good last week, and maybe that was a look-ahead spot. But, I mean, when your offense is responsible for 13 points against the Giants, they had 20, but one of them was a 100-yard fumble return, which may or may have not have been correct call. But regardless, their offense is misleading so far. I don't think if Ken Walker's not going, he's playing, but if he's not able to have a lot of success, I don't see this offense doing very well. And then you have the 49ers. I think they're going to cover this number, but they've been kind of up and down. I do think that maybe this is a get right game, but just looking at the head-to-head matchup, the last 5 meetings between these two, they've only gone over this number once, and that was a playoff game a couple of years ago where the 49ers are just piling on. So I do think if they get ahead, they're just going to kind of sit on the ball, like I said, with a short week again, get out of there healthy. Just division game, say that again, under 49.5. And, I just think this number's too high.
Chris, 49 is the same number as the 49ers, 49.5. I was going to make a joke about you not knowing numbers, but I lost it somewhere along the way, so I'm just going to pivot and boo myself.
That wasn't in your notes?
No. And also, another reason why I'm going to you, because somehow, some way, I managed to delete my notes from this particular game. So I spent time typing my thoughts up, and then they're just gone. So, unprepared as always. So I'll go to you first.
Yeah, division game. Seattle home dog by more than a field goal. Seattle has a very good home field advantage. I'm going to take Seattle plus 3.5. Seattle tripped up last week, but there is a theory online going around that whoever plays the Lions the week before does not cover their next game. I have a feeling that's what happened. They're beat up. The Lions hit hard. They bite ankles, whatever. Seattle bounced back this week. Geno Smith, solid. The 49ers are beat the fuck up too, and they haven't looked great all year. So Seattle will at least cover 3.5.
I hate to be on the same side as Chris as anything, but
Exactly.
I'm taking Seattle plus the 3.5 here as well. Though I may combo this with the under. I feel like it's going to be maybe I feel like this every Thursday night because of the shorter week, but I feel like it's going to be an ugly game. And you know what? San Francisco's banged up, as we already said. Apparently Christian McCaffrey may not be back till November now at the earliest, if that. Who knows? They got injuries all over the place. We'll see what Kenneth Walker's status, how good he is. But Seattle probably wants to run the ball with him and Zach Charbonnet. Obviously, San Francisco with Jordan Mason, they're going to try to keep the ball on the ground a little bit. Not necessarily air it out and put it in Purdy's hands. I just feel like it's going to be an ugly game. I can see this like 21-19 or something like that. San Francisco, if they win. Don't be surprised if Seattle gets the outright win though. But I'm going to take Seattle plus the 3.5 points in a game that makes you want to wash your hands when you're done with. And speaking of wash your hands, it only takes 30 seconds because Global Hand Washing Day is October the 15th. That's a week from yesterday, Chris. We will teach you next week on the show how to wash your hands. I know that you don't know, and I don't know how you got through school, but we will
I work in
teach you.
healthcare, man. I know how to wash my hands.
Okay, I have my doubts sometimes. So just keep that in mind, though, people. Global Hand Washing Day is there. You may want to do it early or wash your eyes after
The
you watch this
most
49
Unless-
game.
This is the most random fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Where did
Unless
that
you
come
have-
from?
Unless you
You
have
did not
Leon-sized
preview that.
hands. If you have
Well, I was-
Leon-sized hands, then it takes you 10 seconds.
That was courtesy of Publix. As I was looking through the weekly sales deals on the old Publix advert, I saw Global Hand Washing Day, and I said, "How can I insult Chris with this? Let me think of the ways." So, hey, at least I'm thinking about you. Someone's thinking about you.
I don't know if I like it.
You know, they say that you die twice. The first time you physically die, and then the last time anyone ever says your name. Chris, as long as I'm alive, I will insult you, and your memory will always live on if you check out before me, which is probably a coin flip of who goes first.
That's
Between
what to say.
Between your black lung and my maladies, it's probably a coin flip. Scotty will outlive us all.
It's probably going to be the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Probably will be.
It's gonna-
Probably
It's going to be the beer festival.
probably from his driving.
From who's driving?
Chris's. There's an ATM somewhere that has a story to tell. All right. So going on to recap that, Chris and I are on Seattle plus 3.5. Scotty, you're on
The
Under.
the under, and I'm going to screw us both because I'm going to put in a bet parlaying that comboing that under with Seattle plus 3.5. So we're all going to be fucked.
My under's good, but y'all's 3.5. It's going to be yeah.
We're all
Unless
gonna
they get
be
it, unless they get a backdoor.
Going to be
cover,
35-28.
probably.
Yeah. Real quick, one thing before we get into some non-sports stuff. One thing I wanted to go to here. NFL apparently, I guess they're doing some sort of investigation. I don't know what you can investigate, but they're looking at George Pickens, Steelers wide receiver, the eye black that he was wearing. Chris, you have better eyes than me. What does that say on the eye black?
Open fucking always.
Yes. So apparently, maybe a little,
He got in there.
yeah, a little subtle message to Justin Fields, perhaps there about him being open. I don't have a problem with this. I mean, yeah, maybe the TV cameras show it or whatever, but okay, it's his body. He can wear what he wants to wear. Like, what harm is this causing? Like, you guys have a problem?
His body, his choice, right?
Exactly. His body, his choice. He's always fucking open anyway. So, but seriously,
That is-
what's the
That is not a
problem?
political statement. We're just joking. I don't have a problem with this. Is the NCAA doing anything about Ryan Williams, the 17-year-old, saying kill everybody? There you go, right on
Yeah,
time.
I'm glad you said that.
Teed up. Love it.
That's worse. That's obviously worse. That's domestic terrorism.
Well, do you guys know where the Ryan Williams eye black comes from, though?
No.
There's
Maybe
Please enlighten me.
I know it. I just can't think of it. As soon as you show it, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's right.
the movie, The Program. It's an
Yes.
homage
Yes.
to that
You're
here.
out. You ready? Yes, sir. All right. This is Mississippi State's offensive set. 2nd and 2 on our own 24. What defensive set might we call?
Eagle zipper hero unless a setback shifts into the eye.
Good. 3rd and 7.
Okie Thunder Lion,
What's your assignment?
kill the quarterback. Hit the tight end so hard his girlfriend dies. Kill everybody.
Alvin Mack there, the linebacker for ESU.
That's one of those great non-cliche sports movies that, for whatever reason, I just always forget about.
Without a
why.
doubt.
Never heard
Such
of
a
it.
good movie.
It's a great
You never
movie.
heard of the Program?
No.
Okay, you have a sign that, you know what, Chris? Next week on this show, you're going to, Wes McElroy, when I worked in radio, threatened me with on-air termination because I didn't see Back to School by Roger Dangerfield. I had to do a report on
I
that.
was listening to that episode.
Yes,
I
I had to do a
remember that.
report of that
Yeah.
on the air. So next week, you will be terminated from this podcast unless you watch The Program and give an on-air review of the program.
Again?
Do you like
Yes.
Yeah, again. Do you like Any Given Sunday?
Never seen
I
it.
do. Have you seen North
You
Dallas
have to watch
40?
You have to watch both. I haven't seen North Dallas 40
What are they on streaming?
because that's like in the 70s or 80s, right?
I don't know, Chris. You know what? I'm sure it's on some sort of streaming service. If not, I will give you the $3.99 to rent it from Verizon or Apple or whatever it is.
I'm looking them up right now.
Yeah. In fact, I'll give it to you from Scotty's credit card.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
like the
use
program.
the Rumble funds for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
our Rumble funds are growing. They're growing ever so slightly, sir. We may be able to buy a beer very soon thanks to Rumble.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
have to
gonna
share
have to
that,
spend $4 somewhere to watch the program. I'm sure Any Given Sunday. Let's see.
Yeah, but no, it's great. And
Great
the
content
program
right now.
filmed on the campus,
Yeah.
by the way, at University of South Carolina, when Williams-Brice Stadium plays the backdrop there. For what was it? ESU? Was it Eastern State University?
I think
ESU?
so.
Yeah. Which
Oh, wait, no. What is what's the one with the with Kathy Ireland?
that is
Necessary
roughness. Yeah.
What's that?
She's
That's
good.
like Eastern something or Western. I don't know. I'm getting
forget.
out.
No,
I'm
that
jumbling
was
all my sports movies.
that was Texas State. Texas State
Yes,
Armadillos.
okay.
Which Texas State is actually a real college now, the Bobcats. It used to be Southwest Texas State. Then they changed the name to Texas State. I have too much time on my hands. That's
So
how
yeah,
I know.
you're gonna have to spend $4 a piece on those. I probably have the Any Given Sunday DVD laying around somewhere.
Yeah.
If you want to borrow that.
There you go, Chris. But you're giving an on-air review next week of Any Given Sunday.
These aren't Rudy.
I'll find it on YouTube. Don't worry.
I'm sorry, not of Any Given Sunday, of the program.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll find it on YouTube.
Maybe
It's
the
not-
following week.
It's not Rudy or Remember the Titans. Not those type of movies.
Yeah.
I
Well,
couldn't stand Rudy anyways. Worst football film of all time.
You'll love the program then.
well, don't worry.
Right.
You're talking about Chris's intellectual level, so his football movie is like Air Bud.
Airbud. I've never seen Airbud. I couldn't do it.
I've
I
never
couldn't
seen
Air
it.
myself
Bud was
do it.
great. Watched it in,
Oh Jesus!
watched it
Maybe you won't like the program then.
When did you watch Air Bud?
I saw it in theaters
Last week.
with
Oh,
my
okay.
grandparents.
You saw Airbud in theaters?
My grandparents took me. I was like,
Okay.
8.
I thought he was going to say he saw it in school, and I was going to say that makes sense.
No. We used to watch
Yeah.
Space Jam in school all the time. That was cool.
We watched Schindler's List in school one time. Pretty sure.
Oof.
That's a tough watch. You know what, though? At least it has historical credence there. I'll give you that. But speaking of going back to Space Jam, LeBron James was in the new one, which I haven't seen. I still haven't seen the old one.
What a transition.
The old
But-
one is great. I
but-
never saw the new one.
Well, don't worry. I don't think most of the world saw the new one, looking at the numbers on that one. But apparently the Lakers have new uniforms. These are an abomination. They're the Lakers. Like, these are apparently on some sort of alternate. The NBA, they all have 38 uniforms, you know. But look, this is like it's the Lakers. It's the Cowboys. It's the Lakers. It's the Yankees. It's the Red Wings. It's these Montreal Canadiens. These are like Manchester United, iconic brands in sports. They have a certain look, no matter how you feel about these teams. But this is Magic didn't wear these. You know, like James Worthy didn't wear these. Like, these are terrible.
I don't hate them. I actually
Yeah, I don't
kind of like it.
I don't think they're that bad.
I'm going to show you
It's
my.
like they play 82 games.
But
You can wear
also,
these
you
couple
keep
times.
talking. You can't put the Cowboys in there because they've had a million different iterations of their uniforms.
Not really, though.
The
Dallas has
stars
that.
on the shoulders, the big block letters, whatever. They've
No.
got a million different iterations of their shitty uniforms and
Those-
shitty star symbol.
Those white jerseys that they
And
wore the other
shitty
day.
fans.
They're color rush, like Arctic white
shittiest.
jerseys or whatever.
Most of them are
kinda like
Lakers fans. We should pull them.
Well, pretty much. Well, I mean,
These
we
aren't
talked about
these aren't that bad. It
They're
kind
not
of looks
terrible.
like a purple and gold version of the 49ers uniforms you showed us that you liked.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the
Put
49ers
a
uniforms.
poll up, Leon. Put a poll up. Put it up on the Facebook. Which one do you like better, the 49ers uniform or the new Lakers uniform?
Okay, I will put those
I
up.
mean, I liked both, but those 49ers did look like the font kind of looked like some shit from Microsoft Paint back in the day.
Well, these
Yeah.
these Niners
Yeah.
uniforms. This
Yeah,
is like,
those I definitely
Yeah.
used those numbers in Microsoft Paint back in the day.
Yeah.
this was a
That was-
homage to the 1994 season when teams wore throwbacks because it was the 75th anniversary of the NFL. Remember the 49ers
looks
won the
like
Super
shit.
Bowl.
Well-
Deion Sanders was on that Niners team.
It
Homage,
looks like
so
shit.
much. Who cares? We're just talking about what
It
they
looks
look like.
dumb.
Yeah. But
I like them, but it's nothing like the numbers are kind of
Dumb.
childish. Yeah.
then the Lakers have this court to go along with them. Which, by the way, speaking of the Lakers,
Not
did
terrible.
you see where LeBron James apparently is upset that they have to play a preseason game in Milwaukee?
No, why would he be upset about that?
He was upset. Let me pull up the story here as I bring this up. This is the first time, by the way.
I
I've looked
try
up-
so hard not because LeBron is like a great person away from basketball, but everything he does regarding the basketball just irritates me, and I don't like not liking him. I try to like him. He just makes it
Yeah.
hard sometimes.
No, as an individual, you're right. He seems like a good guy. He has that
Yeah.
that school for kids, and hey, the guy's never been in trouble. He's like an athlete that's literally never been in trouble. So I think he's been with the same woman like for forever, and seems like a good dad and stuff.
High school
But yeah,
sweethearts. No, he's a great dad. He got his fucking kid drafted.
but so this
Great
story
dad.
here,
Like
LeBron
Deion Sanders.
James, he is questioned the Lakers' need for a preseason trip to Milwaukee. This with Dave McMenamin from ESPN. They departed on a 1,750-mile flight from LA to the Midwest for Thursday's exhibition against the Bucks. LeBron took to social media and tweeted, "Can someone please explain to me why we're getting on a plane emoji and heading to Milwaukee for one preseason game?" He posted. The Lakers will play the 6-game preseason slate this month, and none of the games are at home. The team scheduled the games on the road because of planned renovations, the Crypto.com arena. But look, it's a preseason game. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Clippers have their own building now. Maybe they said, hey, we're getting away from you. You can't share it. Or I don't know. Why couldn't they play at UCLA at Pauley Pavilion or something? I don't know. But, dude, it's a preseason game. The Bucks are in your league. There's teams going over to Europe and stuff for preseason games. What's the big deal? Is he already starting load management? Are we going to load management on opening night? It's a fucking preseason game. You don't like it? Don't play. He didn't play in the first one, right?
I have no idea.
I think he sat out the first preseason.
Like 5 minutes of a preseason game the other day just to get a rise out of you. If I tried. I don't think I succeeded.
How do I know more
think you
NBA
ignored it.
preseason? Oh, well, if I see NBA,
I haven't
know.
watched a minute of NBA preseason because NBA preseason, like, it means nothing. It's just getting their legs warmed up, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're
whatever,
doing
man.
it, but you just answered this question. They're doing renovations. I didn't even know that. They're doing renovations at the Staples Center. That's why.
Why would you?
Are you-
Why not just schedule West Coast teams and save money and?
Well, didn't they play Golden
effort.
State in like Hawaii or something like that? I want to say, or
I don't fucking know. Did they?
I think they did. If they haven't, it's coming up. I know they have a Hawaii game. How do I know more about NBA preseason than you guys?
Because you love it and
I
you
fucking hate it.
want it.
NBA preseason doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but no, I mean,
We get to see the rookies in summer league,
Yeah,
so we don't care
summer
about
league
preseason.
is way more important than preseason.
Yes.
it's not like, but
just-
it's not like there's not buildings in LA. I mean, like I said, maybe the Clippers don't want you
Yeah,
in
they could have
into a
figured
dome.
something out,
Fine, go to UCLA. Go to
Yeah,
USC.
there's plenty of locations they could have had some European teams or whatever
Yeah,
come
play
over
a-
and play them.
Play in Las Vegas. What's the
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. But why does it matter? Like, dude, it's a preseason game. It's not like you're flying Delta. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a minor league baseball team flying Delta coach if you're lucky from Erie, Pennsylvania to Wichita, Kansas. It's like, dude, come on. You're
I guess he
really
just-
gonna bitch about this?
He just hates Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Like Joakim
Milwaukee's
Noah.
not a great place.
Hates Cleveland. Yeah.
Not a great place.
Milwaukee, more bars per capita than any other city in the United States. So how
Because they
dare
need
you?
them.
It'd be
They
great
need
for
'em.
us.
Yeah.
They need them
Cold
because it's
and
probably
miserable.
depressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about Milwaukee, so I'm just talking shit.
Milwaukee, home of the former voice of the Virginia Cavaliers, my good friend Dave Kane there, play-by-play
Well, we
guy
do
for
love Dave Kane.
for the Milwaukee Bucks. But yeah, NBA, not for me. Milwaukee is for me. LeBron, you are definitely not for me. You suck, and I don't like you as a basketball player.
All right, before we go anywhere, just heads up because it's on and it's important. The Mets are beating the Phillies 4-1.
Yes, I do see that right now, and I'm sure Michael Biseglia is quite happy about this. By the way, there was a picture of a Phillies fan who had his face painted. It looked like Sting or something. And he was waiting for a cab outside Citi Field after the loss the other day, and the ice cream truck was going by, and the tweet was like, "This is the most apropos thing ever," because you know the circus sounding like ice cream truck music. Yeah, it was probably the saddest thing. That's the thing about painting your face. Like going to the game, your team better win, because if you leave, especially if you're in enemy territory and your face is painted, that's a rough night, man. That's
Yeah,
a-
it reminds me of
baseball bets.
yeah.
I lost on the Guardians. I was kind of hedging myself because I put a future in on the Tigers a few days ago. But
All right.
You're edging yourself. You said
hedging.
Oh, okay. I just want to clarify.
I don't think I can edge myself. But
Well,
Jacksonville State just missed a field goal, so it's still scoreless. Let's go New Mexico. They're the Aggies, New Mexico State, right?
New Mexico State Aggies from beautiful Las Cruces, New Mexico.
But yeah, I've always thought that was weird too. People painting their face. It's like, what if you lose? It reminds me of the video of that kid. I kind of hate him, the one that just dresses up in other teams' gears and goes to rival games of colleges, and he just stands around and talks shit to people.
I've never seen that.
He's got he looks like Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Just about every rivalry game he goes to in the opposing teams, and he'll stand there, and people will just talk shit to him. And but he said, I forget what game it was, but shit, I wish I remember what game. It might have been Ohio State, Michigan. No, whatever it was an older guy with like face paint, and he's like, "You got all dressed up and painted your face for that?" And the look on the old guy's face, he was just like so hurt, but he knew he couldn't do anything. I'll send you the video. I liked the kid at first because I thought the first video I saw, I thought he was an actual fan of the team, and then people were just being outrageous.
He's just a dickbag.
But now, he just goes to all these games and he's kind of provoking people, and it's kind of a bitch move. But that part was funny. I'll send it to you.
Please do send that to us. And speaking of dressing up and stuff, one thing here, it could be a really cool Halloween costume this year. I saw this floating around a couple places online. If you have children,
bro,
I implore you. What's that?
The license plate. Is that did they Photoshop that?
Well, that license plate says Augusta, but if you notice, that's an Arkansas license plate. So I don't think too many people. I don't think too many people that aren't involved with Tyson Foods or John Calipari are in the state of Arkansas and can afford to go to Augusta or have been there. So, yeah, it probably wasn't hard to get there.
Can you send me that picture, please?
Yes, I will definitely send you this. But as you can see, I'm going to assume a brother and a sister, and the sister is being cuffed, and she's playing the role of one Scotty Scheffler, and the little boy playing the role of one Louisville Police Department there. That is the Halloween costume of the year, hands down.
Pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, and quite wholesome, as opposed to Scotty going as the Hawk Tua girl for Halloween.
No, if I dress up, it's going to be the ray gun girl.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Before we get out of here, let's get to a couple of
you can be a cardboard. You can be like a cardboard box laid out, Leon.
That's the thinnest I've been in years, so I'll take it. Let's get to some weird news. I tell you, that is a club banger, man. I don't know where I got that music from, but I like it. Chris, are you? Oh, we're going to get to your food review in a little bit.
I forgot about that. He probably had it all.
Yeah, he probably did. He probably did.
No, I've been very good. I've been very patient. I'm starving right now.
Chris is edging. He's edging himself with the food review. All right, so Scotty, you sent this story over to us earlier. This is from the Mirror, which is a UK newspaper there, but apparently this happened in Germany, and there is a lovable anthropomorphic mascot character that may have some driving issues. What's going on here?
Pretty sure that's not the word.
You could have just,
I don't know
said
either.
Sesame Street.
It's the Western Kentucky in me.
Let me share my screen here. The Western Kentucky in you, the KY in you.
Oh, without a doubt.
So yeah, Germany or German police are on a manhunt for Cookie Monster. Can you see this?
Yes, I can see
We
that.
got the
Cookie Monster.
screenshot.
We do have a
So this-
screenshot
Oh, wow.
of Cookie
Do you
Monster here.
have it up?
I'll
Okay.
blow it up. Yeah. So
So these
Cookie
pictures
Monster.
are real, and this looks like the picture of Tupac and Suge Knight that night. The same lighting, but yes. So this guy dressed up. I guess he was going. They said a 60 and a 50, and he dressed up as
is
Cookie
that
Monster. And
kilometers
these guy,
or miles an hour?
that is a good question. Let's see.
It's got to be
It's down
clown.
here somewhere.
I imagine, but if they have it on their American news side of their paper or something, they might have it. I just want to know.
They're
how
not smart enough to convert. They don't care enough to convert.
I don't know. It's on that Mirror one. I pulled up the New York Post episode.
Okay.
or-
Well, I'm going to
yeah,
give
maybe
him a
it
benefit
is.
of the doubt. So if he's going 60 kilometers per hour, that's only 37 miles an hour.
Oh no, the Audi. He was driving an Audi at 60 miles per hour, which is 10 miles per hour faster than the posted speed limit. So yeah, it's miles per hour.
Okay, so he's going 60 miles an hour, so that's 96.56 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, if he gets caught, it's a $50 fine.
That's
Like,
it.
do they just not have, or are people just so scared to commit crimes there that this is what they have to go after?
Well, guys,
I mean, this is the home of the Autobahn.
it is the home of the Autobahn, but remember, we know what German police, more specifically German secret police, have done over the years. I don't want to piss these people off, but you would assume it would be more than the $50 fine. You would assume this would be Cookie Monster. In the clink here, I do like that he does have a cookie at least. They are treating him humanely.
How do you get it in there?
Well, he went with the old prison pouch to get
Did
it
he?
in there. Yes.
Did he?
Did he do that?
Did he do it?
Get that cookie in
Hey.
there.
Y'all know 50 Cent is coming doing a Diddy documentary called "Did He Do It?"
Of course he is.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
I know
Apparently,
you're not.
apparently, a lot of Diddy's people are like flipping and they're spilling the beans on the documentary.
That's an actual real documentary. Did he do it?
Netflix. Yep. But yeah, going back to that, an official manhunt for the Cookie Monster in Germany for speeding and wearing a mask. For speeding and wearing a mask.
Fine? Are they
Yes.
that bored?
Apparently.
Hey, he's
Aren't they
lucky.
concerned with what's going on around the world? Do they not have anything better to do?
He's lucky it was Germany.
I think historically they don't give a shit about the rest of the world.
That's very true. World War I, World War II. It's very true. But no, he's lucky. There are parts, what is it, like Finland? I want to say some of the Scandinavian countries where they multiply your traffic fine based on your income. That's how like that one guy got like a $9,000 traffic ticket or something like that because he was like uber wealthy. So someone like Chris who has no income, if he gets a ticket,
Never.
like what happens?
Forced
at that
labor.
point? Do they spread
I'm
the
on
cost?
I'm
to all
on a
the citizens?
chain gang fucking picking up trash on the side of the road.
Well,
Yep.
I don't know if you're riding around in a Cookie Monster outfit, I don't think you're making that much money.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, Audis are from there, so they're a lot cheaper than they would be here.
Did you think that he bought that Cookie Monster
Basically,
outfit?
a Chevy Malibu.
On purpose.
Do you think he bought it?
They said that they think he did it on purpose just to be caught and have his picture taken. And he was like, so this is all like just on purpose. Yeah.
I love the commitment to the bit. Well, I was thinking is, did he at Spirit Halloween? Because this story that came through from Vice, Spirit Halloween is going to be opening Spirit Christmas stores now. Obviously, you got Christmas tree shops, but now I guess we have a competitor. Spirit Christmas is going to be opening along the East Coast there. I did not know that Spirit Halloween was based out of New Jersey, but I guess that state was full of shopping malls. Now there's probably a lot of abandoned shopping malls, so I guess that's where they get all their stuff from. But the first batch of Spirit Christmas stores are going to be in Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Their goal is to create a festive retail experience that captures the spirit of the season, much like we do for Halloween, a spokesman told CNN. They're going to have a winter wonderland set up and a meet and greet with Santa and a digital postcard afterward. And they're going to have, quote, aisles full of Christmas magic and giant gingerbread display that guests can stroll through, and plenty of inflatables and animatronics. Chris, would you be visiting the Spirit Christmas?
First of all, I don't think Christmas tree shop exists anymore.
It does.
The one by you's now a Northern Freight and Tool or whatever the fuck that is.
I think there's one here still. I think you're confusing the
I
stores.
don't. No, the one that was over by our old job has been closed for 3 years. So I don't know if they're a thing anymore.
Off
But-
camera, I want.
Dummy, how do you just do that?
Off camera.
You're still muted, dummy.
He's asking his wife. Anyways,
I know. I'm talking to her.
I fucking hate Christmas. So I'm not excited about this.
Who hates Christmas?
You don't have a kid.
I mean, I'm not. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I'm not like in
Thanksgiving
the
is
Christmas spirit.
shit.
I'm not in the Christmas spirit like a lot of people. But I mean, how do you hate Christmas?
Because I have Christmas stuff up in my store right now, and it's fucking annoying. We haven't even gotten to fucking Halloween yet.
So
I will say probably vastly different crowds from the Spirit Halloween to the Spirit Christmas. I would much rather be in the Spirit Halloween story.
So
Yeah,
I
bunch
did.
of hoes looking for skimpy outfits. Love that.
Not asking for the manager.
I did check with the missus. She did corroborate that the Christmas tree shop is gone. I did not know. It shows you how often I go there. I hate being
Well,
on the
damn,
same.
maybe she should be on the podcast instead of you.
Yeah, well, you never know. I believe in the separation of church and state here, sir. That being said, I hate agreeing with Chris on anything. I do hate Christmas as well. I fucking can't stand it. It's a over commercialized fucking fakakta holiday. I'm not even like Mr. Religious guy, but it's like gotten so far away from like what the holiday actually fucking meant. We buy things with money that we don't have for people that we don't like, and we buy them stuff that they don't want, and then they all return the thing, and we're all upset. We're all stressed out. It's a terrible fucking corporate Hallmark holiday.
That's y'all's fault for buying shit for people you don't like.
I buy nothing. I buy nothing for anyone except for my wife. If you've gotten here's a newsflash. If you've gotten a gift from me for Christmas, Valentine's Day, New Year's, homecoming, birth of a child, if you've gotten a gift from me in the last 20 years, it's been from my wife, and she's wrote my name on it. Unless you're Michael Biseglia's children, then I send them gifts because I love them. Otherwise, if you've gotten a gift from me, I don't know what the fucking thing was. I can tell you that now.
That's fair. Yeah. Christmas sucks, and it's everything I hate, and that is capitalism. So
it is overrated, but I wouldn't say I hate it. That's a weird feeling to have towards Christmas.
Che Guevara, who by the way was executed on this very day back in what year was it? Fuck. I heard a podcast about it this morning. He was executed on this very day. I want to say in 67. He died in Bolivia in a schoolhouse.
Viva la Revolucion.
No, I don't know about that, there, comrade.
But not Viva, whoever you were just talking about.
Che Guevara. You know who Che Guevara is?
Name doesn't ring a bell.
You've seen his face on everybody's T-shirt from high school, so don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah,
every dipshit that smoked too much pot and cut shop class and ended up at Western Kentucky had a Che Guevara T-shirt.
So we
straight on Western Kentucky today. Is that today?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Shitty. Okay, it is right across the fucking from Indiana, so that makes sense.
Hey, that Kentucky and that area is very nice. You can get a lot of good bourbon there. But Western Kentucky is a terrible, awful place. It's Radford with a football team and probably slightly less STDs. I said it.
Yeah, it's because they keep it in the family.
All right. And on that note, Diddy, let's Diddy our way on up out of here. Scotty, if you want to go ahead and hit that music before we get canceled here. Remember, visit us online right here on the same spot, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Doing lines. We got your college football and NFL picks. We'll go
I'll
through
be there
a
this
whole
week.
slate there. Oh boy, well the ratings just went down. But we'll be there for all of that this week. Make sure to like us on that bottom right-hand corner and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend, share it. We need money so we can stop going to work. Chris has stopped eons ago.
And comments. Send us some comments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roast us.
Carla and Carl, thank you for your comments. Everyone else, comment, like, subscribe. Peace.